Once you've created a list page and data entry forms for inserting and updating data, you can then tie the whole thing together by adding hyperlinks to the list page. The user will be able to click the links to navigate to the forms. For this demonstration, I'll work in the file explorerlist.php in the Explorers folder of the site root. I'll start by adding a hyperlink to take the user to the insert form. In Design View, I've clicked to the right of the HTML table. Then I'll press Enter or Return to create a new line, and I'll type some text that I want the user to click on to get to the insert form. I'll type Insert New Explorer. Then I'll select that text. In the Properties panel, make sure that the HTML properties are displayed by clicking the HTML button if necessary. You can then use either the Point to File tool or the Browse for File tool to select the file you want to link to. I'll choose Point to File. I'll click and drag over to the Files panel and choose Explorer Insert to.php. Then I'll save the change and run the page in the browser. The new link is displayed below the existing data. I'll click the link, and that takes me to the insert form, and then I'll add some data, adding a first name and last name of New and Explorer. I'll give my new Explorer a date of birth of 12/23/1996, an email address of new@explorer.com, and then I'll leave the address and city blank and choose a state of California. I'll click Submit, and that adds the data to the database and returns to the list, and the new data is displayed. Next, I'll add hyperlinks for the existing data that allows the user to select a record to update. I'll close the browser and return to Dreamweaver. I'm going to add the hyperlink wrapped around the Explorer's first name. You could also add a new column and add an edit link if you prefer. I'll click on the field and then go down to the Properties panel, once again making sure that the HTML properties are displayed. This time I'll use the Browse button. I'll click Browse for File. I'll go down to the Explorers folder within my site root, and I'll choose the version of the update form that I want to use, Explorer Update 2.php, and click OK. The next step is to add a query string variable, known in PHP as a get variable. This variable will be passed from the list page to the update form page when the user clicks. With the field selected, I'll go into Code View. Here's how the Explorer's first name is being output to the screen, with a PHP echo command using the expression row rs explorers wrapped around the first name column name. And then in the anchor tag, the href attribute is currently pointing only to the name of the file. I'll click after the name of the file and add a query string variable. Query string variables always start with a question mark. Then you put in the name of the variable that you want to pass to the receiving page. I'll set it as Explorer ID. I'll keep it as all lowercase, and we'll have to make an adjustment in the update form that I'll show you in a moment. Then I'll type in an equals operator. Make sure that you don't add any spaces around the equals sign. Then, to fill in the primary key value of the record I want to update, I'll go to the Bindings panel. If necessary, you can drag the Bindings panel out so that you can easily get to it and still be able to see your code. I'll go to the RS Explorer's record set, and I want to add the Explorer ID column to this code. So I'll click and drag Explorer ID and drop it right after the equals operator. Then I'll close the Bindings panel and save and run the page in the browser. Now I have a hyperlink. Take a look at the lower left corner of the browser as I move the cursor over the links. You'll see that the value for the Explorer ID changes as the cursor moves over the links. So now I can click into any of the links, and when the update form opens, it will show the details for the particular record that I selected. I can make changes. So for example, instead of New Explorer, I'll type in Revised Explorer and click Submit. And then when I'm returned to the list page, the revised record is displayed accordingly. I'll take advantage of this working code now to fix the date value that was put in a previous exercise. I'll click on Joey for Joey Adams, and I'll change the date of birth to 4/15/1993. I'll submit, And when the data is displayed, you'll see that it's shown correctly now. So that's a look at how to tie all the components of a data management system together. From the list page, you put in a simple hyperlink that takes you to the insert form, and you also add in a dynamic URL that passes a query string or get variable to the form page. The form page then displays the existing data. The user can make whatever changes are required, and then when they submit, the changes are saved to the database.